What's up, everybody? Centene, ticker symbol CNC, released their third quarter results last week. If you've been following the channel, you know that I own the stock and several people have asked me to look at the quarter, so here we are. Centene is a decently sized health insurance company, and I've been pretty bullish about all of these healthcare names. I posted a video about Centene after their second quarter results. I said I was buying the stock. My average buy price is just a little over $27. At the time, I said I thought Centene looked cheap. I thought risk reward looked excellent. In fact, in my base case, I was looking at a triple over 5 years on this stock, and that was my base case. Now the stock is up about 30% from where we were buying, closer to 40% from the very bottom if you time this thing magically perfectly. We also have another quarter of data to look at, so that is what we are going to get into. As always, if you get value out of the video, subscribe to the channel. None of this is advice to buy or sell any of these stocks. I'm just giving you my opinion, and I'm telling you what I'm doing with my money. Now, let's dive into Centene. Now, a big chunk of Centene's membership is coming from Medicaid. They also have a lot of exposure to the Marketplace. Marketplace is getting close to a quarter of membership for them. And then they have exposure to Medicare to some degree. However, most of this is prescription drug plans. So this is a way to get Part D of Medicare. Most of their coverage here just covering prescriptions. Now, this has historically been a very low margin business. We're talking operating margins of, 2 to 3%. So this year, when costs are coming in very high, when their health benefits ratio is very high, this is a measure of pretty much the percent of premiums that they have to pay out for healthcare itself. When this is higher than you anticipate, 2 to 3% margins go to zero really quick. For the overall business, it hasn't gone quite to zero, but that's the story of what the year has been like for Centene. They were calling for adjusted EPS this year to be, about $7 and change a share. Then when it became clear that health costs were so high, they removed their guidance. Centene dropped like 40% in a day. The stock continued to fall, and then they came out with their Q2 results sometime around here where they said, okay, we think our adjusted EPS is going to be $1.75 for the year. Now that is a massive revision in guidance. $7 a share to now $1.75, but that's what happens when your margins are razor thin. Costs are a little bit higher and earnings just go up in smoke. They go to zero. The vast majority of their plans, they cannot reprice in the middle of the year. They cannot fix their costs before rates reset. They have a decent percentage of their book that are resetting rates on January 1st. So when they report results for Q1 of 2026, we should get a better sense of what next year is going to look like, but it's not going to be a full recovery right away. This is likely going to take a couple rate cycles for Centene to reprice. But, if you think that they can get back to $7-ish in earnings per share, if you think that that's their normalized level, and if you think that rates will reset, then yes, Centene stock today, even at $35 a share, after it's already been up, 40-ish%, Centene stock is still cheap. We're not going to have the answers here for a little bit, but as far as this quarter, they came in at adjusted EPS of 50 cents a share. That's obviously very low, annualizes out to $2 in earnings per share a year. If you look at their price today compared to that, they're trading at like 18 times this quarter's annualized earnings. However, when they set expectations in quarter two, they were actually guiding for even worse than this. So incredibly, this was a beat. They took a huge impairment to goodwill in the quarter, which is a non-cash expense. Essentially, they just wrote off a bunch of their assets. So the GAAP earnings per share is massively negative. But I think what most investors were focused on is what is management saying about the future? Where are margins going to end up? They increased their earnings per share forecast for the year to $2 in earnings per share. So I guess that's nice, but the big questions are about 2026. The CEO said, our third quarter results demonstrate tangible progress towards near-term milestones. While much work remains ahead, our focus remains on driving margin improvement, delivering outcome for our members, and positioning the business for long-term success. Now, I wanted to hear what management was going to say about rates for 2026 and getting started with the Marketplace. Marketplace has probably had the worst cost trend of any of these subsegments of health insurance. Centene and pretty much every other company is taking huge losses on their Marketplace book this year. So pretty much every company is increasing rates massively. Molina said that they were increasing their Marketplace rates by 30%. UNH said they were looking at, 25 to 30%. And Centene here says, we were data-driven in the buildup of our revised rates, which ultimately averaged in the mid-30s. So they're increasing rates at least as much as the other players here. They do not want to be losing money on Marketplace next year. Again, that's what we like to see. It's okay if they take a hit on the top line in their Marketplace book. They need to recover their margins. And, on the subject of Marketplace, Oscar is reporting, I think on Thursday of this week. They are a health insurance company that is completely exposed to Marketplace. I do not own them. However, I'll be interested to hear what they have to say. Talking about Medicare, they said margin recovery once again took priority over membership as we constructed Medicare Advantage bids. So they're trying to make up for the bad cost trend next year. Now, as far as Medicaid for the back half of this year, looking a little bit better than they were guiding for in quarter two. For 2026, they're just guiding for profitability and margins to be similar to 2025. However, I think they're lowballing it a little bit here. And even when an analyst asked about this on the call, analyst said, now it sounds like you're not expecting much improvement in Medicaid profitability. The CEO said, we believe it's prudent to say consistent profitability and margin as we go from 25 to 26. I will tell you that I will be disappointed if that's all we can deliver, but we think that is a prudent assumption at this time. So my read of that is the CEO is basically saying, yeah, we said consistent profitability to next year, but really we think that we're giving you low ball guidance. Obviously, we're not really going to know until we start seeing 2026 numbers, which is going to be like 6 months from now before we get that data. But I do like the management strategy that, when things are going wrong, just rip the Band-Aid off, just tell me how bad it's going to be, and even possibly under-promise and over-deliver. I don't like it when management keeps on gradually bringing guidance down and down quarter over quarter. I mean, Centene, pretty much what they did is they said, okay, we're removing all of our guidance. And then when they came back and they gave guidance, they said, okay, $1.75 for the year. Obviously, you're going to have a massive sell-off in the stock. Obviously, investors are not happy with that. But if management stays on track, if management continues to outperform the numbers that they have set, then in my opinion, that is the way to win back investor trust. Now, I think it's time we go back to our sheet and see what we can expect for a return on our investment if we invest in Centene today. I view Centene as higher risk than Elevance and UNH. However, still, when I look at Centene, my thesis is very similar to the rest of these health insurance names. I believe that rates will normalize. Yes, there might be some disruption to certain segments, especially, Medicaid from the big beautiful bill. Eligibility might change. As far as a Marketplace, we still don't know what's going to happen with subsidies there. Again, there's uncertainty. There's a spectrum of outcomes. I don't know the future. The question is, what does the risk reward look like today? My base case, I'm assuming revenue grows 3% on the top line every year. And just to clarify, this is actually assuming a significant decrease in membership. Rates are going up much more than 3% a year. So if revenue is only growing at 3%, that means membership is declining. And given the rate increases in Marketplace, given the risk to Medicaid, I think that that's actually a reasonable assumption for my base case here. I'm not assuming a full recovery in operating margins. I'm just assuming they get back to 1.5%. They continue returning some capital to shareholders in the form of buybacks, which, yes, they've been doing actually quite aggressively recently. And I'm only giving them a 9 times multiple. And in this scenario, you're looking at a 17% annualized return on this stock. This is more than a double over 5 years. Before the run-up in price that we've seen in Centene, I was actually looking at a triple in my base case on this stock. So yes, the price is up, but I think that value is still here. As far as my bear case, and actually, by the way, if you want to look at bear, base, bull assumptions, you want to try to check out risk reward for a stock, you can do this on my website as well that I'm building out. This is a rough prototype. It is not live yet, but Patreon members do have access to this. If we just search Centene here and we find, here's Centene, it's still showing as a ridiculously cheap forward price to earnings ratio, and that's because many analysts haven't updated their forward earnings per share assumptions yet. They're not getting back to $7 in earnings per share next year, so this is not trading at a forward PE of 5. However, I think getting back to $7 in earnings per share is a realistic expectation for Centene in just a few years. If we go over to DVH model right here, we see you can put in assumptions similar to what we do in our sheets. Here are our base case assumptions: revenue growth 3%, operating margin 1.5%, and we just gave them a 9 times multiple. And yes, in that scenario, you're looking at a 17% annualized return. Now, our bear case, I'm giving them no revenue growth over 5 years, which would mean a massive decrease in membership. I'm only giving them a 1% operating margin, which essentially says margins never recover. And in this scenario, I'm only giving them a 7 times multiple. And yes, this is extremely pessimistic. If this comes true, you are down money. You're down 5% a year over 5 years. That wouldn't be fun. I will note, when we were buying at about $27 a share, in this scenario, you were flat on your money over 5 years, buying at 27. So yeah, in my opinion, risk reward on this stock simply got silly down here. Now, as far as the bull case, I'm giving them revenue growth similar to their 5-year average going forward. I'm assuming they get back to about 2% operating margin, and I'm giving them a 12 times multiple. Obviously, this is an optimistic scenario. However, I don't feel like I put in numbers here that are completely outlandish by any means, and you're looking at a 38-ish% annualized return on the stock. This would be close to a 5x on your money over 5 years. So ultimately, my opinion of Centene, I think that the risk reward still looks good. As far as what I'm doing today, I am happily just holding my position. Yes, we're up 30% from where we were buying. I'm not tempted to sell. I think the risk reward still looks good. I'm not adding to my position from here. I'm happy with what I have. Also, I know it feels really scary buying down here where it feels like you're just catching a falling knife, but realize that the risk at $27 is less than the risk today at 36. It's less than the risk was earlier this year at 60 or 70. And with that said, I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel. If you want to make spreadsheets like this, or if you want early access to the website that I'm building, then consider following me on Patreon. I'm going to put a link to that down below. If you agree or disagree with anything I said here, leave that down in a comment, and I hope to see you all in another video.